Welcome to British Girl Bakes. I'm going to show you how to decorate a cake that any mermaid lover will love. First, we're going to make the mermaid decorations for this cake. I'm using a silicone mould to make a mermaid tail. Rub it with shortening, dust it with powdered sugar, or you can use cornstarch, and then push your fondant into it. I've mixed my fondant with a bit of Tyler's powder so it firms up quickly. Use a sharp knife to trim off any excess fondant, and then wiggle your mould to loosen the fondant, and then peel the mould off to let the tail fall out, being especially gentle where the tail is narrowest. I'm making 2 of these, and then brushing some water on the back to stick them together to make a complete tail. After lining the 2 halves up, pinch them together to hide the join. Put a wooden skewer into the middle to give it some support when you place it on your cake, and leave it for a day to set. Once the tail is firm, I'm using a paintbrush dipped in turquoise gel colour to brush some shading onto it. I'm leaving that to dry, which only takes about an hour, and then brushing on some pearl luster dust mixed with clear alcohol. This makes the tail look glossy and shimmery. Now I'm making some shells and starfish to place on my cake. I'm rolling fondant into little balls, flattening them, using my fingers to squeeze out the base of the shell, and then using a toothpick to indent the shell. For the starfish, I'm rolling out balls of fondant and then pinching out 5 prongs. A small round tip gives the starfish some nice texture. To make a conch, I'm rolling out a long string of fondant, brushing it with water to make it stick to itself, and then coiling it up. If you find this tutorial useful, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. And I'm rolling out a few balls for some added texture on the cake. Now we're going to build the cake. For detailed instructions on how to do the ombre frosting, watch my tutorial, How to Frost an Ombre Cake. I'm spreading different shades of purple frosting onto my cake, smoothing the frosting, and then applying some texture with an offset spatula. This is going to be a 2-tier cake, and the top tier is going to be turquoise, also with different shades in an ombre design, and with matching texture. If you make a single cake instead of a 2-tier, you can blend 2 colours together, maybe blue and turquoise to represent the ocean, or you could do a single colour and apply this texture to be reminiscent of waves. I'm stacking my cake and touching up where the 2 join, and now I'm adding little white sugar pearls in a few places. You should do this immediately after frosting your cake so they stick to the frosting, because the frosting will crust after about 15 minutes and then the pearls won't stick. Now I'm applying some tiny purple sprinkles by throwing them at the cake. Yes, I'm literally throwing them. Placing them on one by one would be insanely time consuming, so this works much better. I'm doing the same with tiny white sprinkles, throwing them onto the sides of the cake in a few places. Now it's time to add the decorations we made earlier. The starfish, which I've painted with some gold luster dust mixed with clear alcohol, and a purple shell. And on top of the cake I'm piping some rosettes using leftover turquoise frosting and a star tip and an open star tip. I used the frosting that I scraped off as I smoothed my cake, so it's a blend of the different shades, and that makes the rosettes blended as well, very oceanic. I'm placing the decorations on top of my rosettes to give them some height and make them more visible when you look at the cake from the side. Now for the mermaid tail. Hold it in front of the cake, with the base of the tail at the height it will eventually be. Now mark where the stick would hit the baseboard of the cake and cut the stick. My mermaid is going to be diving into a rosette of frosting, so it looks like she's leaving a splash behind her. The stick will go in all the way down through the cake, supporting the tail so it doesn't fall over. Ta-da! A few more frosting rosettes using a small open star tip, and a few more starfish and shells, and we're finished! A gorgeous mermaid cake! If you follow this tutorial, Please tag British Girl Bakes on social media and subscribe to my channel for new cake decorating tutorials every week.